Hey, how's it going, Dad? This is going to be lesson 10, and I know we just finished lesson 9. I'm going to load another one today. I know Mom's out of town for the next couple weeks, so you might be bored, so I'll give you something to do. Today we're going to be learning a scale. This one is called the Minor Pentatonic scale, and it's very similar to that 1, 2, 3, 4 exercise that I showed you in the very beginning, except we don't play 1, 2, 3, 4. But we are going to start on the low string and go higher, and we're going to be playing in the first position with our first finger here. The 1, 2, 3, 4 exercise that we did, I think in lesson maybe 2 or 3, is very helpful still. So if you're not playing that anymore, it's probably a good idea every now and then to pull that out and see how you're doing and see if you can still play going up and back down. Okay? Anyways, this is the minor pentatonic scale. We start on the 1 finger, and we're going to skip the 2, 3, 4, or sorry, the 2, 3 and go right to the 4. So the first string is just the 1 and then the 4. The next string is going to be the 1 again. And then we're going to skip the 2 and we're going to do the 3. Okay? And then we go to the next string, which is also 1, 3. And then go to the next string, which is, again, 1, 3. And then we have the second string, which is 1, 4. And the first string, which is 1, 4. Okay, so to reiterate, every string has the 1 finger first. And then it's either going to go to the 4 finger or it's going to go to the 3 finger. Okay, so if we take a look at the whiteboard here, this is a little diagram. If I were you, I would hit pause and then get out a piece of blank paper and just copy this down. You don't necessarily need this or this. Basically this. This is showing that this is the low string. Your low E is where you're starting. And then you go to the high string. Okay? Or Easter at drunk gets bunny Easter. Easter bunny gets drunk at Easter. Right? So if we look as I play, that's 1, 4. And then 1, 3, 1, 3. 1, 4, 1, 4. Right? So let's go ahead and let's try it together now. Got your piece of paper with that written on it? Or at least can you see that sort of? Great. Let's get started. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 4. 1, 3, and then 1, 3 on the next string, and then same on the next, and then 1, 4s, good job. Okay, now let's try it again. If you've made it this far, then that should have been doable. If that wasn't doable and it felt like you couldn't play along with me, just stop the video for a little bit and try playing that on your own a few times. Anyways, let's try it again. We're going to start from that low one, 1, 4, and then 3 times it goes 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, and then it goes 1, 4, 1, 4, right? Here we go, a little bit faster. Ready, go. 1, 4, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 4. Good. Now what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to go back down the scale. We're going to start on that high note, which is the 4th fret, G sharp note. And then we're going to go back to the 1. And then we go 4, 1. And then we have the 3 strings that do 3, 1, 3, 1, 3, 1, followed by the 4, 1, right? So here we go, starting on this, going back down the scale. 4, 1, 4, 1, and then all the 3 1s. 3, 1, there you go. 3, 1, good job. One more 3 1, 3, 1, and remember the last string is the 4 1. There you go. Okay, right now we are at 3 minutes and 50 something seconds. So what I'm going to say is that practice that maybe for a few days, maybe a few weeks, I don't know. And then come back here to minute 4. You see where that mark is, wherever it's at on your little slide bar thing at the bottom. And around minute 4 is when we're going to start the whole exercise where we go up the scale and then back down all in one shot. Okay? 1, 2, ready, go. And then back down. There you go. Okay, that was the minor pentatonic scale. Minor meaning sad sounds. Penta meaning 5. So it's a 5-note minor scale. It omits a couple notes in there that might sound sour if you were using this for a solo. That was in the key of F minor, which is actually used over the key of F blues. So anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to play that same scale again. If you found that easy and you've practiced for a few days and you've gotten to this point where this is doable, well, we can move this scale anywhere we want. And it's the same recipe as that, but we just start somewhere else, which can get confusing. But luckily we have these fret marker dots. You see that on my fret 3, 5, 7, 9, and 12? Those are to help us for reference. So these frets down here are really big. So when you start your minor pentatonic down here, that 1-4 is a big stretch, and it feels, for some people, impossible to make that stretch. As we go higher, if you look at your guitar, the frets get smaller, and that has to do with frequency and harmonics and all that kind of stuff with the tuning, and so we don't need to know why. But you can see that they're small up here. So if you were to play the scale up here on the 9th fret dot, the 1-4 stretch is very similar to the 1-3 stretch down here, right? So let's go ahead and let's try the scale, but what we're going to do is we're going to start at the 5th fret, personal favorite of mine. And so we're going to put our 1 finger on the 5th fret, and now our 4 is going to hit, let's scoot those out of the way up here, which actually doesn't feel that far compared to down here where it feels gigantic. Okay? So we do the same thing, 1-4, and then our 3s are all going to land on the dots, and the 4 goes right above, right? So let's play the scale here on the 5th fret. Ready, go. Always look ahead. Think about what you're about to do next, and that helps us get there on time. Right now I'm thinking about my pinky note already, but I haven't even played it. Now I'm already thinking about that, but I gotta play this first, and then there, and then we go back to the pinky, right? So always think ahead. And that helps us keep a steady beat. Remember, a steady beat makes noise into music. Okay? Now that you've gotten a little bit more, yikes, comfortable with that stuff, Let's talk about this device. This is called a metronome. For these exercises that we're doing, most people would recommend, myself included, would recommend using a metronome. They have these for free on the phones, on the App Store. This is just a real fancy one. Actually, Valerie got me for my birthday or Christmas this, maybe like 10 or 15 years ago. And at the time, this was like $100. So that was like a really good gift from Val back in the day. So let's put this down a little bit slower, more practical tempo. So let's say I'm practicing the scale and I want to get better, or practicing the chord exercise and I want to get better. What this does is this gives us a beat, and that helps us put a number as to where we're at speed-wise. So this says 60, so that means I'm playing at the same speed as like the second hand on the clock. Okay? Now I can't hold this and play the guitar at the same time, so I'm going to set this over here. And what you would do is you would start slow, 50 or 60 beats per minute, and try playing with it like this. Here's the minor pentatonic. Ready, go. See how I'm playing? Right with that metronome, right? Now, what you would do, excuse me, is you would start with a number slow, like 50 or 60. And if that seems too tough, then you need to practice it more without the metronome. So find things like the 1, 2, 3, 4 exercise, or some of the chords exercises from the last lesson, and try it at like 60. If 60 seems easy, and which means you're able to play it correctly, then you want to go up a little bit, like 70. So you could go up to 70 and try it there. My button's not working too well. Okay, if that seems easy, you keep going up. You go up to 80, you know what I mean? Maybe 90, maybe 100. But let's say you get to 100 and you're not able to do it anymore. Well, then you would want to go back, split the difference, maybe like 94 or 95. And then you work at it for a few days. And then after a few days, 100, you try that again, and now you're able to do it. So if we fast forward, if you kept doing this, and we fast forward throughout a month, you would probably be going higher and higher at everything, until maybe like in a few months you're able to play the minor pentatonic at that speed. Whoops, I played a wrong note in there, didn't I? But you get what I'm saying, right? Let's see, I think this goes up to 250. Let's try. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. So that's the end of this lesson. I would highly recommend that you get the app on your phone. Unless you're using your phone to watch these lessons at the same time, then you might want to just go on the Amazonian website, and they're like 15, maybe $20 to get an analog one that has a little dial and stuff. So that's the end of this lesson, Dad. I hope that you're able to understand all this, and let me know what I could do to make learning easier or more enjoyable for you. I love you. Take care. I'll talk to you later. Bye.